Recorded. Anyway,
General purpose statement.
It's the devil.
All right, take 23.
The Sarasota Church of Christ, SCOC, seeks to provide a safe and secure environment for the children and youth who participate in our programs and activities. By implementing the below practices, our goal is to protect the children and youth of the SCOC from incidents of misconduct or inappropriate behavior, while also protecting our staff and volunteers from accusations, okay? So we're gonna flip to the second page because this page is mostly for us. And we're gonna start with the first policy, which is called reference checks. An authorization to conduct records checks and release forms shall be signed by the applicant. And applicant means all of you guys who are willing to volunteer to help the children's ministry. Before an applicant is permitted to work with children, at least 2 of the applicant's references will be checked. If possible, these references should be of an institutional nature as opposed to a personal or family reference, preferably from organizations where the applicant has worked with children. Teachers that are approved by the Sarasota County and Manatee County hiring protocols are considered as a successful institutional reference. Any disciplinary action from these county school boards need to be stated by the applicant and discussed with the interviewer. If the coordinator is unable to make contact with the reference identified by an applicant, the coordinator shall write this on an application or interview form. Okay, any questions about that? No, we're doing good so far. Okay, policy number 2, criminal background check. Okay. A Ben-verified background check is required for all employees of the SCOC and for the following categories of volunteers: all those teaching classes with minors, those counseling minors, and those involved with one-on-one mentorship of minors. Before a background check is run, applicants will be asked to sign an authorization form allowing SCOC to run the check. If an applicant declines to sign the authorization form, he or she will be unable to work with children. No persons known to have ever sexually abused or molested a child or been convicted of abusing or molesting a child may serve as a volunteer in the youth ministry. Other disqualifying criteria will be determined by the youth ministry coordinator on a case-by-case basis in light of all the surrounding circumstances. Generally, convictions for an offense involving children and/or offenses involving violence, dishonesty, illegal substances, indecency, or any conduct contrary to our mission will preclude somebody from being permitted to work with children. Failure to disclose institutional discipline or a criminal conviction on the application form will also be a disqualifying event. Any questions about that? No?
No.
Pretty clear? All right. Okay, policy number 3, confidentiality. All applications, interview notes, waivers, reference checks, and criminal background checks will be maintained in confidence on file at the office of the SCOC. Okay, next policy, 2 adult rule, teacher-student ratios. Okay, so this is a change in our policy, so pay careful attention to this change. It is our goal that children are to be under the constant supervision of a minimum of 2 qualified adults during Sunday studio church kids class and also house church. Okay, so this is the change. Instead of just 1 teacher, we're going to have 2 qualified teachers at every event. We do not allow minors to be alone with 1 adult on our studio church Sundays or sponsored activity, which includes house church. Permission forms will be signed for high school ministry teen studies and counseling situations on a yearly basis. Okay, page 3. For all studio church Sundays, the ratio of teacher to child shall be at minimum as follows: infants to 3 years, which we don't have right at the second, but soon Jesse's baby will be there. Infants to 3 years of age, 1 teacher to 4 children. That's the ratio. Okay, 4 years to 5 years old, 1 teacher to 6 children. 1st grade to 5th grade, 1 teacher to 9 children. And middle school and high school, 1 teacher to 10 children. Okay, now we will have the two teachers in there, so as the numbers of children increase, we'll have plenty of coverage for all the age groups. Okay, next policy, open door policy. Okay, now this is another new policy for us. The youth ministry program is to be conducted with doors to the classroom open, unless windows or gates exist to permit viewing into the classrooms for security reasons dictate otherwise. Okay, so for instance, Studio Church has glass. It has a panel of glass. So there's no, no closed door. The ministry school class also has a glass panel. And then when we're in Bill's house, we have the porch that we can see out into the porch classroom of the kids. So that's just to give you guys an idea for the future. We're gonna be looking at spaces where the visibility is like above and beyond easy for us all to see the kids' program. Okay, next policy, teenage workers. And this specifically involves like Zoe, Maya, and eventually Cameron, okay? We recognize that there are many times when it is necessary or desirable for individuals, paid or volunteer, who are themselves under age 18, to assist in caring for children during programs or activities. The following guidelines apply to such workers. Teenage workers must be at least 14. Okay, that's two of our middle schoolers are out right from there, so they must be 14. Teenage workers must be screened as specified above. Okay, and teenage workers must be under the supervision of their own parent and must never be left alone with children. Okay, so this is something that we have to know going forward. Okay, next policy. Everybody okay with that? Yeah, any questions? All right, we're doing great. Check-in and check-out procedures. This is also new, okay? So pay attention. We have not done this yet. Children placed in Kingdom Kids program at Studio Church, potty-trained children 3 years through 5th grade, shall be signed into their class by a parent or guardian on each visit on a sign-in sheet to be provided by the youth ministry program. The parent or guardian will receive a numbered Kingdom Kids card which must be presented in order to sign out the child from our care. In the event that a parent or guardian is unable to present the Kingdom Kids card, the coordinator or other ministry leader will be responsible for releasing the child to the care of a parent or guardian after discussing the surrounding circumstances with the parent or guardian. Okay, so let's say someone says, I forgot my card. I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. It's gonna be a discussion, okay? And the danger here, just to let you guys know, is sometimes there have been custody battles between parents that it ends up that the one fighting custody tries to get the child out of the children's program. Okay, so we want to be extra careful that the sign-in parent is the same as the pickup parent, okay? All right.
Wait, I'm confused. You mean like Sue and Jesse have to give a card and Nancy every time they pick up their child?
Yes, yes.
Really?
And it must be the same parent. It can't, or the same parent.
You mean Ryan can't pick up the kids if Sue signs them in?
No. It will be, if Sue signs them in, Sue picks them up. If Ryan
This
signs
sounds
them
really
in.
strict. Are you sure about this? Because, I mean, they're the parents and we know them and we know they're.
I think though that it protects in case there are parents we don't know, so that they don't feel like, well, she just,
Well, right, I mean, but I guess because we're so small right now, I can see if we are growing and we don't know all the parents, but,
I think it's a good practice to get into, just to start out as we're small, to protect ourselves as we go forward, so. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these policies are because of unfortunate events that have happened elsewhere. So we're trying to avoid some of those.
Yeah, but it's a good, I
Yeah.
mean, you're right. It's extremely strict for how small we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we can deny that this whole thing is very strict for how
Yeah.
small we are.
Yeah.
But we anticipate growing.
Yep.
And so as we grow, we will have a lot of more domestic issues coming into our little world that bigger churches have suffered the consequence before us. So these policies are from them mostly.
I just have a question.
Yes,
So with the check-in,
yes.
are you still gonna do it as far as like with the studio church and after they sing? Do the teachers take them up or
That's
do
a-
the parents go up with the teachers?
The parents go up with the teachers. Okay, so what we would do is we'd have Christine and you go up first, okay? And then you guys would be waiting at the door. And then as the parents bring their own children up, you see which parent is dropping off and you hand them a number and then you write their name down. Okay, so it's a new system for check-in and a new system for check-out,
Yeah.
okay? Cool so far?
Yeah.
All right, good questions, everybody. In the, I already said that part, where we're discussing. Okay, no child shall be released from Kingdom Kids to any person other than the parent or guardian who has registered the child, unless the parent or guardian designated another adult on the sign-in sheet, except in the case of an apparent emergency. Because children in middle school and high school ministries are older and don't face the same risks as younger, smaller children, they do not need to be signed into their classrooms by a parent or guardian. However, the teachers of the middle school and high school ministries may keep a record of attendance using a youth ministry sign-in sheet for this purpose. Okay, that was a new policy, so I appreciate all the dialogue. Okay, next policy, sick child policy, and this is very important. It is our desire to provide a healthy and safe environment for all the children at the SCOC. Parents are encouraged to be considerate of other children when deciding whether to place a child in our care. In general, children with the following symptoms should not be dropped off: fever, diarrhea, or vomiting within the last 48 hours. Green or yellow runny nose, eye or skin infections, other symptoms of communicable or infectious diseases. Children who are observed by our workers to be ill will be separated from other children and the parent or guardian will be contacted to pick up the child. Okay, so I think all of us understand that, yes.
I understand it, but would we have maybe like a contact person down below for the teacher, because they can't leave the room, the classroom?
Right.
Like a contact to text somebody and say, oh, can you get so-and-so's parent?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna get every woman's cell phone, every parent's cell phone, and those will be the first text.
Okay,
If we have trouble reaching one of the parents, we'll text another parent
okay.
to get, to get that parent. But yeah, good question. Okay, discipline policy. All right. It is the policy of the SCOC not to administer corporal punishment, even if the parents have suggested or given permission for it. There should be no spanking, grabbing, hitting, or any other physical discipline of children. Okay. Restroom policy. Parents are strongly encouraged to have their children visit the bathroom prior to each class. In the event a child needs to visit the bathroom during a Kingdom Kids function or class, parents will be texted to escort their own child. In the case of an emergency, the entire class will leave the classroom with 2 adults escorting the children in a group, not alone. Preschoolers will be escorted by 2 female teachers or security team using the ladies' room only. If a child requires assistance, the workers should prop open one of the bathroom doors and leave the stall door open as he or she assists the child. For the protection of all, workers should never be alone with a child in a bathroom with the door closed and never be in a closed bathroom stall with a child. Okay? All right, next policy. 2 more to go, guys. Accidental injuries to children. This always happens, right? In the event that a child or youth is injured while under our care, the following steps should be followed. Number 1, for minor injuries, scrapes and bruises, workers will provide first aid, Band-Aids, etc. as appropriate and will notify the child's parent or guardian of the injury at the time the child is picked up from our care. Number 2, for injuries requiring medical treatment beyond simple first aid, the parent or the guardian will immediately be summoned in addition to the youth ministry coordinator. If warranted by circumstances, an ambulance will be called. Hopefully not. Once the child has received appropriate medical attention, an incident report will be completed. And that's another new addition. We'll have incident reports even at house church and park services, okay? Last thing, and thank you for your patience and your attention, supervision and training. The youth ministry or Kingdom Kids coordinators will provide training on the child abuse policy to all new child care workers and will strive to provide opportunities for additional training classes or workshops on an annual basis. All workers are strongly encouraged to attend these training events. The coordinator is responsible for ensuring that the Kingdom Kids general policies are observed. The coordinator shall remain on the premises of Kingdom Kids programs unless it is necessary to leave the premises because of an obvious or apparent emergency. Okay, guys, that's it. That's our
Thanks, Pam.
policy.
Thanks, Pam.